how do you get those clients? Right.
Yeah.
There's many different ways. The first thing you should always want to do is utilize your own network of friends and family.
I was gonna say my assumption is referrals first assumption.
That is the most profitable way to gather business.
Yeah.
I have a marketing person, but I got to pay that marketing person.
Yeah.
The marketing person has to put in time, an hour, and then they're going to bill me back for all the resources they use to market, right? But it was nothing for my friend to say, hey, just call my boy. He has a company.
So did you build your book of business just by one handshake after the next handshake and building up a good reputation?
So my book of business came in two facets. One was how you said it, just handshakes and referrals. But a big part of what gave me a boost was what I mentioned to you earlier was a partnership. I learned the business by working through somebody else's company. Made in Global Protection, which is a company that I worked for under Mark Catoto, and he helped me learn the business because I was his director of operations. So all those nightclubs that I was running around working at, it was through his business, so I learned about how his insurance worked. I learned about his invoice practice. I learned about the bill rate and why he was billing at that rate. I learned whose hands to shake and how things were working as far as getting contracts through relationships. So I got to see all that on his side of things, and I got to learn all that through his book of business, right? When it was my time for me to do my own, I had his resources because I learned from him. I learned through him. I could still call him. He introduced me to all the power players in that area or that sector of the market for where I was living. And then also now my face is out there because, I may have been representing Made in Global Protection, but at the same time, when I say my name, that was my name.
Yeah.
So my name still got to carry with me. I may not have been with that company anymore because he dissolved it, but I'm still me. I'm still the same face. I still did the same work. Whether his name was next to me or not, I'm still that same person. So now they know, okay, just call X,
And you built this up the old school way before you really had a personal brand and social media. Just, so at today's age, people can get online and they can start building their personal brand.
Exactly.
So it sounds like, making sure that you're setting yourself up and having a strong reputation online, and you're a person of character is like super important getting into the game.
And online is great. Having a great reputation online is amazing because you can touch more people. But at the end of the day, if you don't own your market of where you are, like if that's not your strong foothold, then you really are killing yourself because you're not somebody they can rely on for one particular thing.
That's a good point.
So you want to own and operate your backyard.
Yeah.
You want to be one of the big dogs in your backyard.
Like the network effect, like start with one, turn it into two, turn it into three, and then just grow that
Exactly.
thing.
Because what clients will never tell you is when they get a quote from you, they're going to call somebody else.
Right.
And they're going to shop around. And they're going to call somebody they know in that area and they say, hey, well, I talked to this guy. Do you know such and such? The worst thing that could ever happen is somebody be like, no, I never heard of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then they're never going to call you back.
Yeah. Or you finish a job and it's like they're going to tell a story about that experience as well. Either you'll be memorable or not, right?
Yeah.
So do you want your name to be passed along through customer to customer?
I'll give you a perfect example. I have a client that reaches out to me every year. It's a school. I forgot what state and city the school is from, but they travel down here every year for a competition. In the last 3 years, they have called me. Don't remember this lady's name.
Yeah.
I don't have her number saved. It's a horrible business practice. But every year, that random number will come through my text thread, and I can see all the messages from year after year, so I know who it is. And they call me because, I used him last year. I've changed business names. And I just know to call X.
Yeah.
And that's really what you want because it's repeat customers. Security is not like insurance where you always get a check because you already got the contract. Like, no, you have to keep working at it. You have to keep giving people a reason to come back. And they're not always going to come back for a weekly thing. It might be once a year, but that once a year invoice can make or break your month.